Thanks so much for joining us for another edition of our open mic program. Much anticipated interview today, and that is we're talking with Arkansas Human Trafficking Coordinator, Matt Foster. Matt is the sergeant with the Arkansas State Police. You are a card-carrying state police officer, so a lot of people need to know that's your background.
That's true. I always say I'm a trooper with a personality.
Well, one thing is so heavy. This is, I've done interviews my entire broadcast career. In 22, our whole group, 40-year veterans, were talking about human trafficking. Didn't know one meeting about a month earlier. We said we didn't really know if that's really here in Arkansas. The next month, there was 2 major cases in our listening area. And we decided as a team that we are going to expose these and start talking about it because it's uncomfortable. But it is terrible what's going on in the shadows of our communities.
Yes, I mean, it's everywhere. These individuals are hidden in plain sight. And, 2022 was a special year for us because it was a year that I started looking around, being a state trooper, and seeing that, well, what is the state doing about human trafficking? It wasn't really anything going on until January of 23, whenever it started taking movement in the state with Governor Sarah Sanders and Attorney General Tim Griffin taking office and making a priority.
What does human trafficking actually look like here in Arkansas? What would that be for listeners? Like, what does that even mean? There's people who don't even know this exists.
You see the movies, you see Sound of Freedom, you see these terrible things. Taken as another example for a movie, but what we look at in human trafficking in the state of Arkansas is it's our children and adults are hidden in plain sight. It's children that are being sexually abused by their family. It's children that are missing, that are being lured away from homes and then are being trafficked, just trying to find a place to survive while they're missing. It's just it's a unique thing where it's nothing like you see on TV.
What's some of the signs and red flags everyday people? I know parents and teachers, coworkers and neighbors. I mean, we've brought this up since 22. I mean, it's when it came to light to our company. What is some of those red flags?
We created a tool to help people look at indicators of human trafficking. Department of Human Services have to give them a big shout out because now they're starting to screen all children that have DHS cases. But let me tell the listeners about what is the best thing that you can see or feel. What I mean by feel is the fact that when we go through life and we see something that doesn't feel right, we go home and we think about it and we lay down in bed and we're still thinking about it. That is what I want y'all to call us about and report. And so that's kind of hard. So what is that? What is the indicator? So as we go through life, we see people, we've had experiences, but we're looking for that thing that just that gives you a sense that's not right in your body, down deep inside, just keeps you up at night is the best thing. But of course, you have indicators of people not looking at you, people not talking to you directly. But the thing that sets you off, that sixth sense, is what I call it the best. A good quick example: you're at a gas station, you see a young girl, you see a young boy, they're not looking around. You ask them, "Are you okay?" That's a simple thing. Are you okay? And they say, "I've had better days." That's setting off something inside that there's something not right there. And simply things you can do is just take a picture of the situation, report the license plate that she's in or he's in, and just report that to us so we can follow up with that.
When you look at it, I guess the most common targets of traffickers, what situations make someone vulnerable? I mean, this is something that you think, what makes that point for them to be vulnerable?
We have human trafficking is split up in 2 groups, sex trafficking and labor trafficking. Sex trafficking, you have people that lose their jobs, that are tricked into, hey, I got this job for you, but it's going to cost you $3,000 to get a CDL. To make that $3,000, you had to do X, Y, and Z, which involves exploitation. When you're looking at children, you're looking at lonely children, children that are vulnerable, that are quiet, that seem to be, that or could be, our foster care system. Those are also vulnerable children that are moving throughout different families, that they're just a vulnerable group of a population where predators look at and seek. And then labor trafficking, you have individuals that are in our country. You have individuals that live here that are being exploited just based off of the fact that they think they're here doing something wrong, so they don't want to report labor trafficking because they think they're already committing a crime.
Another thing a lot of people are asking is if someone suspects trafficking, what should they do? One thing I think comes to mind to some people is without putting themselves or the victim in danger. That's the number one thing that scares people.
One of the things is the question that everyone has is, do I act when I see something? Action can just be easily as taking a picture, video. You don't have to say, you don't have to ask, are you okay, to someone that you suspect is hurting or in danger. You can just basically take good notes, take a picture, and report it to us, and we can follow up. But here's the thing, you contact us, we don't have to really send out law enforcement. We can send out victim services. We have other options to help these individuals that are being exploited.
So there's other ways than just the uniform guy coming up. That's the thing. A lot of people think that's what it is, but it's not.
That's correct. And, that's where we have nurses, we have individuals that call us and are like, well, I don't really want to report this to law enforcement. Well, I was like, we have so much more victim services that work with us at the council. We even have a resource map online, our website, Arkansas State Police Human Trafficking, and you can go click on that map and click on your county and see all the victim services that are in your area that can help you and help those victims. Of course, you can still call us and I can coordinate with those services. But that's a quick, easy reference.
Well, I tell you, the only other thing I was thinking is during Human Trafficking Awareness Month, this whole month, and we're already started in January, what is the most important message you want Arkansans to know? And I know there's some numbers that's shocking before we started the interview, but this is something that we need to bring into the forefront of our community. It's time for us to step up.
What I would say to Arkansan is the fact that protect your children. We have a website that has all listed of all the sex offenders in your area. These children are being approached. They're looking just at our missing kids. Right now we have 103 missing kids in the state of Arkansas, and last year we recovered a little over 200 kids with our group. But these children, when a child goes missing within 48 hours, there's an 88% chance that they are contacted by a trafficker or someone that's going to exploit them. So pay attention to your children. If you see a child by themselves that doesn't look right, if they're lost, if they're asking for help, more than likely that child is missing and someone, law enforcement or a service provider, is looking for them.
And then the statistics that, Arkansas is ranked pretty high on this.
Yes. So looking at sex offenders per capita, Arkansas right now is ranked number 2 in the country. The only state in the United States that is number 1 is Oregon. So per capita, number 2 for sex offenders registered in the state of Arkansas.
And this is something parents, grandparents, teachers, they can actually find the map in their county showing all the sex offenders. They have to be registered. Is that correct?
That is correct. There is certain levels that are on. The higher the level, the more dangerous. They're all assessed by Department of Corrections and Community Corrections. And what this map you can go to, you can look at it on your website of your sheriff's department. You can go to Department of Public Safety. We have multiple maps out there that go to this map. You can click on your county and see who is living inside your community, and it could just be someone down the road from you.
All right, we need to be more aware, and that's what this is about, for the month of January for Arkansas. And this is something that's very simple to do. Just go to the internet and look at the map on the street next to you and be aware of your kids and grandkids.
That is correct. And also we have to realize that a trafficker can be anybody and a victim can be anybody. These individuals want to mix in with the community. They want to be hidden in plain sight. The trafficker's goal is to have a child, have an adult walk through Walmart or any grocery store in the country and not be seen. And he himself or herself can walk through the same grocery store and you not pay attention to them, and they just hid in plain sight. That is what trafficking in Arkansas looks like.
Well, I appreciate you taking time and talking with us. We've been talking with Matt Foster, Sergeant Matt Foster, with the Arkansas Human Trafficking and the Coordinator. So we appreciate the new position. It's really new since 22. It's amazing what's already occurred in your department.
Yes, and I had to thank, the Governor's Office, the Attorney General, and also all of our partners. We have so many victim service partners. Department of Human Services is also a huge partner with us, that we can focus on this council and bring an enhanced collaborative together so we can all move together forward, recovering these kids. We can't do this by ourselves. We need the public. If anyone's listening to this that needs us to come to their train, to come to their church to train, come to their community, we will send troopers or someone from the Attorney General's office to come and train them on human trafficking, the signs, and get a full course on this.
Thanks for taking time and talking with us.
Thank you so much for having me.